Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my most requested YouTube video, which is my favourite bridal glam with products in my kit that are always in there, my staples, my ride or dies, the ones that I know perform well and look best on the skin. So yeah, that is basically it. I hope you enjoy and let's do it. Mwah. Okay, so I've already done my skincare, cleanse, toned, eye cream, moisturiser, all that sort of jazz. So I like to let that sink in for about 10 minutes. Typically on a bride, I'll obviously do the skincare first, then I'll do the brows and the eyes, and then I will go in to do the face. So that probably leaves about 10 to 15 minutes just to make sure that the skincare is really sunk into the skin. So then I will move on to primer. I don't always use primers, it depends on sort of skin texture of the client, but I'm absolutely loving this at the moment. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Poreless Primer. It's amazing because it has SPF in there already, so it just basically 2-in-1, and it's just super hydrating on the skin, has a really nice like sheen to it, obviously has your SPF in, and it does blur the skin as well, so I love to get some of that. I tend to use about that sort of size, and then I'll just work it into the skin. And because it's so hydrating, it's really good if you have dry skin, but also it is really good for all skin types as well. So I'll just really work that in with my hands or fingers just to get the blood flowing, just to really warm up the skin, ready for foundation. But yeah, I don't always use primers. I love the Bobbi Brown Enriched Face Base. That is amazing as it is a primer and moisturiser in one. It really smooths the skin. I don't know how it does it, but I notice if I put it on someone that's got a bit of texture on their nose, it is just gone once I'm finished rubbing that into the face. It's amazing. Definitely worth the money, definitely. Okay, so as you can see, look at that. Oh, this is just super nice on its own. Really love it. So as you know, my favourite foundation is the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear, but I'm just about to run out. So I'm trying to not use that on myself at the moment. I'm just trying to keep every last drop until the new one arrives. So today I'm going to go in with the Shiseido Radiant Lifting Foundation. It is basically what it says on the tin. It's beautiful on the skin. This is the shade, it might be a little bit warm for me at the moment, 310 Silk. And I'm just going to grab my by Georgina number 6 brush just to work that into the skin. Yeah, I don't know what the match is going to be like today, but it just sits beautifully on the skin. It does remind me a lot of the Nars, maybe just not as full coverage, but it's definitely buildable. But I'll just apply it to one side of my face so you can see the difference. My eyes are so dark right now. I'm very tired. So bear with on that, guys, please. But on myself, I will just do my base first, just because that's what I'm used to. But on clients, I will do their brows and eyes first, just because I'm quite messy on other people, especially when applying lashes. I will rest my hand on their face. So obviously if I've applied all the base makeup and then I rest my hand on their face whilst I'm applying lashes, it's just gonna come off. So yes, on other people, I will always do eyes first. It's just easier and quicker, and if there's obviously any fallout, then I can easily take it off the skin as there's no base makeup on there. So yeah, look at that glow. Look at it. So nice, so radiant. Look at the difference, glowy. Oh, we don't want to look at that side. We don't want to look at that side at all. Once I've like buffed it in with a brush, I'll then go over it with a damp sponge just to really press it into the skin. And really, you can't get as good of a flawless base as you can with a beauty sponge. Like, brushes are amazing for quickness, but I think if you are really wanting the flawless flawless, like an airbrushed foundation look. Pressing it into the skin with a sponge is definitely worth it, I find. Just a quick dabble, I'll show you what I do. But yeah, it just helps it press into the skin, so it looks like less cakey, which is what we want. Yeah, so I'll just get a damp sponge. This is just a little tiny one from Spectrum Collections. It's so good for concealer because it just obviously gets right into the little nooks and crannies. But yeah, this is the only one that I've got damp at the moment, as I used it yesterday. So yeah, just to press it all into the skin. And then this way as well, it gets rid of like any brush marks from the foundation brush. So yeah, lovely, lovely and dewy. Okay, I think I used about a pump there. So like I said, it's buildable. So yeah, oh, lovely. I am a concealer freak. I don't know what it is. I guess I haven't found one that does it all for me. I'm very fussy, but again, these are just ones that I'll always have in my kit, ones that do the job basically. So these are the Nars Soft Matte Concealers. I've gone through like 2 pots of these now. My favourite shades that I tend to find suit most skin tones is vanilla and custard, or I can just mix them together. I will show you. I need to get another pot of this actually. So this is a vanilla, just like a really nice pale shade, and then this is custard. So more of like a yellowy undertone, but that like mixed together, they're such a good shade. So that is like a medium to full coverage concealer. I love to sheer it down with the Danessa Myricks Beauty Oil, especially if the client has more of a dry under eye but want a full coverage concealer. This is like what I tend to reach for most, just because it does have a very, very good coverage. But you can sheer it down. Okay, because I'm quite dewy, I'm not going to mix it with oil. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. But I've grabbed mainly the custard shade and just added a little tiny bit of vanilla just to brighten. And I'm just gonna place it here. Like, look how good coverage that is. A little bit here. So I don't like to drag it down too much. Just in like the main areas where you want to brighten and lift your face. Just a little bit down the nose, on the chin, and then I love to just bring it up here. This is what I do if I want to be lifted. I just feel like it really snatches, just, you know, gives you the good old facelift with makeup. It just gives the illusion of more defined cheekbones. Just love it basically. So what I will do, I always want more coverage on the under eye, so I'll blend that in last. So I will just basically do everywhere first, and then I'll go in and blend the under eye at the very end. Like, even with a really like light coverage concealer, I will leave it on my skin for around 30 to 60 seconds, just so it really sits on the skin, and then that way you're going to get more coverage out of the product. And then what you want to do when you're blending concealer, don't drag your sponge. You just want to keep pressing it in to where you want most coverage basically. So literally right under the eye. And then I'll just put a little bit down the sides of my nose. And then here, out on the outer corner. And then we're gonna just keep sticking with the cream products. So I will then go on to cream contour, bronzer. Again, dependent on their skin tone. Obviously, if they're very light skin tone, I will go for a grey contour. This is the best palette ever for this. This is the Danessa Myricks Waterproof Cream Palette. So this shade here is what I will tend to reach for most. If they're quite pale, it's just a really fab contour shade, just to really accentuate the cheekbones, but without it looking too warm, if you know what I mean. So that's a great palette, and obviously it does have other shades in there too. And then to warm up the face, I love these so much. These are the Makeup by Mario Shaping Contour Sticks. So fab. I have, I think, maybe 4 or 5 shades in them now. They're just really easy to work with, very quick, which is what you want when you are doing bridal or any makeup for that matter. But obviously when it comes to wedding makeup, we are on a tight schedule. So yeah, I just love them for that. So I'll go in with light medium first, and I will just put it where I want a bit more definition, like that. And then I will go in with a slightly darker shade. This is the shade medium dark, just to add a little bit more warmth, just a tad. It's sort of the same colour, but this one is just a little bit more warm. I just want to put that like more on the bronzy areas. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm not very good at explaining today. Probably not the best day to film YouTube, but it's the only day I have, so you know. So the Makeup by Mario sticks do have a brush at the other end of the contour sticks, but I don't tend to use it. I just think, I don't know. I don't know why actually, I don't have a valid reason. I just like to use my brushes, I guess, as they're already in hand, you know. But look how quick and easy they blend out. Super creamy, lovely, jubbly. Underneath the jawline, guys. So when you're like working in the contour and bronzer to the skin, you don't want to brush down, you always want to brush up just to lift the face. Obviously if you drag it down, then that's going underneath the cheekbone, which one doesn't obviously look natural, and you're completely just dragging the face downwards, which we don't want to do. So once I've done with the bronzer, again I'll just go in with the sponge just to make sure that there's no harsh lines. Beauty sponges are literally just like the best thing ever invented, I swear. Moving on to cream blush, you probably know which one I'm going to use. It is the Refi Cream Blush in shade Malaya. I've only just realised this, I'm about to hit pan. Holy smokes. Oh my god! That's how much you can tell someone really loves a product because they hit pan. Yeah, just love this. Super creamy, really blendable. It's just a shade that I'll always have in my kit because it suits so many skin tones. You just basically pop that where you want a bit of flusher colour. So all cream products are done. So then I will go in with a setting mist. At the moment I have 3 in my kit, which I just switch between. Depends on how the makeup is looking, but you've got the Morphe, Charlotte Tilbury and the Urban Decay All Nighter. If I feel like someone's got very, very dry skin and their makeup needs to melt into the skin more to bring it back to life, I will go in with the Morphe. I'm out of breath now. It was, oh my god, so basically I ordered a barbecue. It was in the sale. Such a good time to order like garden stuff. Massive box. And I had to lug it in the house for myself. I was like, you're not going to help a young girl out? Oh god. Anywho, yeah, I was saying basically the Morphe setting mist is the best one to just get your makeup back to looking like dewy, skin-like, less cakey, less powdery. Do you know what I mean? Very, very good. But I will just go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. Very, very good. Just going to basically set everything, do its job, help refresh the makeup. And if you're hot, it cools you down. Woo! I don't tend to like to do the setting powder until quite last minute, just because I like everything to set into the skin, everything to settle down before you cake it on. Or not cake it on, but do you know what I mean? Before you set it. I just like the makeup to just sit there for a little minute. Powder, powder, powder. So powder bronzer. I go through stages. At the moment, I can't stop using the Aviv Modern Bronzer, but I also love the Mario bronzing powders. I also use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. Just depends on my mood, to be quite honest. But yeah, this is what I'm going to go for today. So I like to get like a domed fluffy brush and just work it in to like the hollows of your cheek first with like the more precise end of the brush, and just work it in there, and then I will just stamp it into the skin. I don't like to sweep powder over cream because just in case it disturbs any of it, rubs any of it away. And I think because you're like stamping it into the skin, you just get more of a flawless finish, you know, nothing too harsh. I'm so warm, I can't open the windows because someone's doing stupid work in their garden, like really noisy. So that's good. And I can't obviously have a fan on because I tried that one time and it was very noisy. So I'm just going to have to sit here and sweat. Sweat, sweat, sweat. For the nose, I'll grab a smaller fluffy brush and just go down the bridge of the nose. Like so. I just love bronzed makeup. Bronzier the better. And then I'll just work it in to like the very top of my brow, just so it's more seamless. There we go. Lovely, jubbly. And then I'll just go back to that big fluffy brush and then just stamp it all over the skin. Don't know why I do this, I just do. I just do. Blushes. Ones I will always have in my kit. These just look annihilated. These are the Aviv Sunset blushes. I have a shade Pesca, which is more of an orange, and the shade Cherub, which is like a bubblegum pink. Love to mix them both. So, so beautiful. So I'll just go in with that brush that I just used for the bronzer, go in between the two and just stamp it on. I keep this quite high just for the more youthful appearance. Look at that. I just love blush. Blush and bronzer is my favourite step. I just think it brings the makeup look together. Then I will go in with the Hourglass Palette. Again, this looks trash. I believe this is discontinued now, and I'm actually shook because it is such a good palette. So I don't know whether to see if I can find a new one, but like on Amazon or eBay or anything. But yeah, this is a very sad story. The blush in the middle, dropped the palette, broke. But yeah, what I like to do is just grab a fluffy brush and then literally just swipe over everything and then just put it on the high points at the cheekbones, because it has like a really like nice candlelit glow in all of those bronzers and blushers and the finishing powder. I just like to do that, and it just leaves you with such a pretty sheen to the face. It's not glittery, not shimmery, just leaves you with like this most beautiful glow from within. Love. Highlights. Do you know what? I'm finding myself not actually using powder highlights because everyone pretty much really wants like dewy makeup or glowy makeup, so therefore I find that you don't need to use highlight because you've already gone in with a cream blusher, cream bronzer, setting spray, like a dewy foundation, you know. So sometimes, unless they say to me I love highlight, then I will obviously add it for them, but yeah, I just don't feel like I'm grabbing it as much. But I will show you what I'm using. This is one that I'll always have in my kit. This is the Jaclyn Hill with Morphe. Very gorgeous. She is beautiful. Lots of shades in there for everybody. It's like a cream to powder formula, so it's not cakey, looks very natural, but very, very blinding, I will add. So what I tend to do, I've actually hit pan on these, but yeah, as you can see, the top two are my fave, so I will literally just swipe the brush across both of those and just apply it to the high. Yeah, can you see? Very, very pretty. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. And then whatever's left on the brush, I will then put it everywhere else you want to be glowy. But that's all I do. I just do one swipe of the brush, and then that's all you need. So once the powdering is done, I will then go in with the Morphe just to bring it all back to life. The mist on this is so fine. I didn't actually spray a lot because I'm waiting for my top up as it's nearly gone. I've also got the Morphe Luminous setting spray. That's very, very, very dewy, and also the mattifying spray. Very good, very cheap, just very, very good setting sprays. Very, 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 very good. Okay, I'm just waiting for that to go into the skin. The only thing that you don't want to do with a setting spray is go straight back in with the brush, because your skin is wet. You can then just like disturb the makeup. So whilst I'm waiting for that to like set into the skin, I'll go in with a sponge, just press it in very gently, or I'll give a rebrush of the brows, apply lip product, or just clean my brushes that I know I'm not going to use again, you know, just to give it a minute or two, because the Morphe one is quite wet, but it is a fine mist. But yeah, I just find you don't want to go back in straight away. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So then this is where I will add setting powder. My two faves, and I think this is the same for any makeup artist to be fair, Chartil's Airbrush Flawless Finish and the Laura Mercier Translucent. If they're very, 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 very oily, I'll go in with the Laura Mercier. Excuse the mess of this, but I will just press it in with a puff. Don't tend to bake anymore because I just find it looks too cakey, too drying. Whereas if you press it into the skin, you get more of a flawless finish. But yeah, if they're more on the dry side, I will go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. I need to order another one. Oh dear. Everything is just, because we're so busy, everything is just like going so fast. I can't keep up with the replenishments. But yeah, so what I'll do with the Laura Mercier is I will put a little bit in the lid, put my puff in there, like so, not too much, and then any excess I'll pop it into the centre of my hand, and then, which I just forgot to do, I'll go back in with my sponge and just get rid of any creasing on the under eye, because obviously you don't want to set the creases. So I'm just pushing the sponge into the creases, okay, so they're gone. And then I'll quickly get my Laura Mercier powder and just press it in to the skin. So not baking it, just keep pressing it until it's right in there. Another good way to use the Laura Mercier powder is to put a lot of it in the lid like I just did, and get a like medium-sized fluffy brush, so one like this, and then you just swirl the brush into the powder till the powder is really in the brush, so the brush is basically primed with powder. Tap off any excess and then just go in with the brush if you don't want to do what I'm doing. Potato, potato, you can do what you want, my hands, can't you? Yeah, so I'll just basically keep pressing that in like so. And then the same on the other eye. But yeah, I'll just pop that mainly in the T-zone where I tend to get a little bit more oily. And then if you feel like you've lost a little bit of like shine or dewiness, then I'll just go back in with the Morphe But I'm not too bad, I'm not too bothered today. I can just go back in with the brush that had the highlight on and just go back over there. Okay, we are rocking and we're rolling. So that's the skin. That is the skin, all done. Fabulous. So, okay, on to eyes. I always prime the lids, so I love the P. Louise bases. They are so good. This is the shade 2. I have shade 4, 6, and then like the darkest shade, so you can mix them. They don't need to be set. That's just fabulous for when you want to be really quick. So very, very good. Very cheap. I think they're only like £10, and I've had this, oh, I don't even know, I'd have to find out. I've had this for a very, very long time, and without a doubt, I will use this on so many people, and I think I've still got like half left. So very impressed. Love them. Okay, I'm not actually sure what to do with the eyes, if I'm being quite honest. I bought the Patrick Tar Major Dimension eye palette, and everyone wants to know how it is. They wanted me to do like a little swatcheroo, so I think I might just use that today. I have used it on other clients, but I've not really used it on myself, so I think that's what we might do today. But talking of priming the eyes, or just for overall quickness, these are the Aviv eye wands. Holy moly, mother of God. Insane, so good. I think I've got them in 6 shades as well, so they come in like the 2 lighter shades, which are really good for priming the eyes, getting rid of any discoloration, and then there's also like some nice warm browns, cool tone browns, blacks. Yeah, very, very good. So this is the shade Sand. I think I'm just gonna quickly prep my eyes with this today, just to show you how good they are, because everyone knows how good the P. Louise bases are. So this is like the closest shade, I would say, to my natural eye socket colour, if you will. Yeah, very good. They're just so easy to blend out. You do have a fair bit of playing time with them, which is always good. They don't dry down super quick. So the only difference I would say with these is that they do, I say they do need setting a little bit. So whether it's with a powder or with an eyeshadow that's the same colour as these. But Jamie has oily lids, the founder of Aviv, Jamie Genevieve. She has oily lids and she is obsessed with these. So if you have oily lids, don't be afraid to use them, because she is obsessed with them, and I use these on clients as well, and they're just brilliant, really good. And because they come in shades, you can obviously use that as eyeshadow as well. So yeah, look how good that is. Fabulous, darling. But yeah, really easy to blend, no time at all. They don't go like, they don't separate either. Like with sometimes with eye crayons, I find that they separate. These do not. These do not. So I'm just going to go in with, that one and that one maybe. We're just going to mix them together, do like a warm eye. There is a lot of, should I zoom you in? Shall we zoom in a little bit? What's out? There is a lot of like kickback on this palette, like, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest. Ooh, look at that. Nice. To like a really chocolatey shade. Oh! Then I'll just grab a smaller brush and go back in to the darker brown, just to really work it into the crease. Just to give it a bit more of depth and dimension. So it's just made my eye crease there just a bit more defined. And then again, I'll go back in with that dark brown shade and just pop it on the outer corner, just to make it more smoky. So you're basically just placing the product down, stamping it into the skin. So by stamping it into the eye, you're then not going to get as much fallout because you're placing it onto the eye rather than swiveling it around, risking it to move, you know? So once it's placed down, I just going in light, short motions with a smaller brush just to really fan it out and get rid of any harsh lines. And I just love to wing out the shadow like that, just to really like elongate the eye. And then once I've finished, I'll then grab bronzer and then connect it to this so it's more seamless and like more put together. What shimmer to use? I think I'm gonna go with this one here. It looks quite red on camera, but it's not. It's more like a warm chocolate. I'm just gonna place that with my finger. Oh, how lush. Pretty, right? Can you see that? Can you see that? I'm just gonna get like a little small pencil brush and just blend out that shimmer. So we're kind of like faking a cut crease today. So pretty, right? Very buttery, very easy to blend out, and they look stunning. Oh. Might add another shimmer. I might go in with like the pinky. Should we try a pink? So like this one here. This is just making it a bit lighter. Cute, 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 cute. Very nice. Yeah, I love this palette. I do. Very much so. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I will do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so both eyes are done. I just added some of the dark brown on the lower lash line just to add some extra smokiness. I love a smoky lower lash line. I just think it really pulls the look together. I just think it makes your eyes pop. So I'll grab like a little small defined brush, place the colour down, and then I'll grab a little smallie. Then I will grab a smaller brush and just really fan it out. So for lashes, we're going to go in with the Primer Lash with Jess Evans. I think that's how you say it, I don't know if it's Primer Lash or Prima. But I absolutely love Jess. She is such a doll. Her soft glam looks are just insane. She is the queen of soft glam. So yeah, these are the Style Confidence. They are a half lash. I'm loving half lashes at the moment. I just think they really elongate the eye. I just love the fanned out look at the moment. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go for today. Let me get my lash glue and we'll apply them. For strip lashes, I love to use clear. And then for individuals, I love to use the pink bottle. I think is it like a dark brown? Can't really remember. But yeah, like, I don't really like using clear glue on individuals because I think you can see it more. Whereas with dark brown lash glue, it dries down dark. Whereas like the clear lash glue, it is clear, but it's quite shiny, if that makes sense. So yeah, top tip, never apply lashes straight away after you've put the glue on because it's just going to slip inside everywhere. You basically want to leave them for like 30 to 60 seconds, as crazy as that sounds. I know, but it works. It just helps the lash glue get tacky, and that way once you put them on they are going to stick, they're not going to move around. It will just be a lot easier for you to apply in the long run. So whilst I'm waiting for the lashes to dry, I will go in with lash curler and mascara. Oh, cute. These are actually quite like fluffy compared to the style that I'm used to. How cute though. Okay, so I've like really zoomed you in just so you can see the eyes, the lashes. Pretty, aren't they? Woo! How nice is that Patrick Tar shimmer though? Yes. Okay, right, I'm gonna zoom out and we're gonna do lips. Okay, moving on to lips. This is my favourite lip liner at the moment. As you can see, this is the KKW Beauty. Yeah, she's not well. She's not well at all. This is the shade Nude 1. I've been loving it. I've not even had it that long. I think because these are so creamy, they just wear down really quick. Yeah. Probably the creamiest lip liners I think I've ever used, basically. It's just like a nice, like browny nude, not too brown. Oh la la la, oh la 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 la. Yeah, just really creamy. They just glide on like a dream. Lipstick, it's a tough one because I always mix. I don't tend to use just one like on other people because I just like to make a concoction. But the ones I'm using at the most at the moment, this is like my little decanter pot of Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I'm probably, as you could probably tell, the top 3 where I've like demolished. So this one here, this is Hepburn Honey, really nice brown. Pillow Talk doesn't really need any explanation, and Bitch Perfect, which is just like a really nice orangey browny pink. Really nice, really like to use that. Yeah, that's like the sort of concoction I love to mix up at the moment. Let me just find a lip brush. So I love to go in with Hepburn Honey first. So it's just like a nice sort of base colour. And then I will go in to Bitch Perfect. Just like warms it up a little bit, you know, so it's not as cool. Peachy. Okay, and then depending on if they want a gloss or not, I love, again, they're discontinued, the KKW Beauty Liquid Lip Creams. So good. They do like really good nude shades in there, so I love that for like the inner corner, like the centre of the lips, for like a really nice ombre look. But today I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Cream. This is in the shade Fenty Glow. Really nice, comfortable gloss. Just like mainly in the centre. She juicy, she juicy. And then I'll just go back in with the lip liner just to reshape everything, add a bit more like of a shape again, you know. And then at this point I would probably add some more spray and then go back in with any more bronzer, blusher, because like most of the time once all the makeup has been done, you don't tend to get a feel what it's properly going to look like. So this is where you get like the last 5 minutes or so just reapplying some things, whether it's powder or bronzer, blusher, just to tie everything back in. And then, like I said, just to touch up where the eyeshadow goes out onto the temples, just to really blend it together. Like that. And then a bit more blush. I'll go back in with, I think I want a bit more pink, so I'm going to go in with the Cherub shade from Aviv. I don't know if I want to make the lips a bit more nude. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit more lighter. 2 seconds. But I know these discontinued and be very annoying, but I'm sure I saw some on eBay because a bride asked me for one. I'm just going to go in with the cream liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Kim. Just a really nice light pink. Like, look how pigmented they are. I just love the centre of the lip to be lighter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Might just add some highlight on the inner corner of my eyeballs. So I'm just going to go in with the Jaclyn palette and just apply some on the inner corner. This just really like opens up the eye, makes you look more awake. Look at the difference. And I think when you're having pictures taken, it just helps the eyes pop, like to bring more attention to them. And I think we're done, angels. So that is the finished look. We are done. We are bronzed. We are bridally. I hope you enjoyed. It was actually quite fun to do a bridal look filming so you guys can see what I do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in my next one.